So I just have to get this video out of the way since I feel like my tier list is not as good as it could be. So I kind of wanted to make a better list of all the rankings of all 13 anniversary units. So today that's what we're going to be doing. We're going to be ranking all 13 units, explaining their strengths, their weaknesses, and why they are ranked the way they are. And also talking about why they're stronger than most people think. So this video is going to be pretty interesting. Watch till the very end. Let's get started. I just want you guys to know that we are going to be doing a 70k subscriber giveaway. We are going to be giving away a bunch of the 80 Robux 500 reroll giveaway, a bunch of units as well that you guys might potentially want, and much more. And all you have to do in order to be part of it is to join our Discord and click that like and subscribe button. Without further ado, let's get this video started. Alright, so here's our ranking right here. We have 13 spots for 13 units. We have top 1 right here at the top 13 at the bottom. And okay, so essentially how we're gonna do this, or we could actually do this a different manner. Here we go. So this was a lot easier. We have 10 to 13 right here. We have 6 to 9, 5 to 5 right here, 4, 3, 2, 1. So 10 to 13 characters. They're really nuts. I didn't want to make the tier list like too big, so that's why it's like this. So we're gonna start with the top 13 unit. We're gonna go from bottom to top. Top 13 unit right here is going to be Rumi. Now Rumi just does not have DPS. Her DPS is not high enough. Her AoE is not as good. She does have follow-ups from what I remember when I tested her, but it's just not enough to count this unit as a good unit or higher than whoever I'm going to be putting above her. So it's not really, she is bad, but it's not really just because she's bad. It's also because whoever I'm going to be placing above her is just better. There's just a lot better options to use. There's a lot better options to bring in your team or maybe even invest in. Also, you'd probably want to get Monarch on her. So for that reason alone, it makes her even worse. Because why would you want to get Monarch on this character? She's, in my opinion, she's literally just a cosmetic character. You have to invest on this character to get a good DPS. And why would you do that when you have so much better options? It really just does not seem to make sense. And there's really no point in using this character over anybody else above her. Anybody that says she has uses is just pure coping. There's just literally 10,000 other characters that you could use over her. So that's why she's at number 13. So for number 12, because we have 13, 12, 11, 10 right here, we are going to be bringing Kat. So Kat's going to be right above Rumi. Kat has some pretty decent support capabilities, but the problem with Kat is I just feel like, again, this is a lot like what I previously mentioned. I feel like the characters that are going to be above Kat just has better uses than him, right? They just have better uses, right? So whoever's going to be above Kat will just have more uses, and that's really what I'm basing this tier list on. Who will you guys want to bring on your team? And Kat, even though she does have some pretty decent capabilities and you probably can use her, why would you want to use her over the other characters in this list? And that is a lot of what I'm basing this list on. There's a lot of better options than that character, I will not put that character higher because you're basically just wasting a slot, right? So just pick better supports. There's a lot of better options than Kat. For that reason, she is at number 12. Next one's going to be Dots. Now, a lot of people are going to say, oh, infinite range, but as DPS. Horrible DPS, unfortunately. Now, the reason why he's higher than Kat and Rumi is because he has infinite range and he has repulse, right? Those two things is the reason why he is not lower than Kat and Rumi. Mainly because, again, infinite range and repulse is pretty good in this game. And it's one of the reasons why I cannot bring this unit any higher. Mainly because there's a lot of better options to use over character like Dots. You know, there's Kaguya, there's a lot of better characters that can teleport like Obito. There's really no point in using Dot, right? Some people will say that he is a macro unit. Yeah, he is kind of a macro unit, but would you really want to invest on Dots? Let me ask you that question, guys. Would you really want to invest on Dots, who has ass DPS, to make him a macro unit? You probably wouldn't want to, and mainly because you shouldn't invest on Dot. Next one is going to be Armstrong, which is going to take our number 10 spot. Now, Armstrong will have support capabilities, which his main gimmick is being able to detonate burn for 200% of their damage, essentially making him a great support for burn characters. Now, there is a cooldown to that gimmick, which is 20 seconds, but that support capability makes it good enough for me to put Armstrong in this spot. He will have a lot of pairing with characters like Escanor, you know, characters that has burn. So for that reason alone, this character already has more uses than the ones below him. And again, that is one of the things that this tier list is based off on, which is basically just how good are these characters, how much times we'll use them, how useful can they be. And Armstrong is just a lot more useful than those below him because of his support with Burn. Now for number 9, we are going to be placing Deku at number 9. Now Deku is a great boss killer, and it's a pretty great unit. Again, just because he seems pretty low on this list doesn't mean he's bad. You have to remember that most of the anniversary units are insanely jacked up. Most of them are pretty good, especially the ones that are, above 9. Basically, any anniversary units stronger than Armstrong are all pretty good. And yeah, Deku just does not, in my opinion, compete with the other units that are above him in terms of usability, in terms of DPS. And for that reason, Deku is going to be at number 9. He is a pretty great boss killer, which is what I think people will use him for. And getting Monarch on him, he's still pretty good. But he just does not compete with the units above him. So for the next one, at number 8, it's going to be Raiden. Raiden is a cheap DPS unit that does pretty great DPS for the cost. Well, at least that's what I got from him. I haven't really tested Raiden yet. But from what I've seen, even online, his DPS is pretty good for how cheap he costs. And again, cost efficiency is pretty great in Anime Vanguards. And for that reason alone, he's going to be at the number 8 spot. Now for number 7, we are going to have either Konosuba or Shiro, Hero of Justice. So we're going to have number 7, Konosuba. So for Konosuba, he is interchangeable with Shiro, Hero of Justice. And the reason for this is because Konosuba is a great support. If you watch my previous video, you will know that Konosuba has a cleanse. Right? Konosuba has a cleanse which can support units that doesn't have immunities to debuffs. Konosuba also supports your damage by giving you a damage buff. Konosuba also slows down enemies. So he does 3 support capabilities, which is actually pretty nice to use, especially if you're bringing characters in stages where there are debuffs, like Energy Drain, for example, or the Range Drain. There's a lot of stages where there's debuffs and you might need a cleanser. And Konosuba is a pretty great option because unlike the other units that cleanse, he buffs and he also does some slow. So for that reason alone, Konosuba is extremely useful as a support. He does have other damaging capabilities, but it's not worth using that over him as a support. Just use him as a support and you'll get more out of your money from him. So yeah, that's why he's at number 7. We got right here Shiro, Hero of Justice at number 6. Now for me, they're very interchangeable. Shiro, Hero of Justice is pretty decent and pretty great. But again, most of the units, if you take a look at the units that are in the top 5, you will know why Shiro did not make it to the top 5. It's just that the units that are in the top 5 are just jacked. So yeah, Shiro, Hero of Justice is a top 6, mainly because, he has that infinite range domain and he's just pretty good overall. But in my opinion, he doesn't deserve to be higher than top 6 because the top 5 is Wonder of You. Now, I've commented on Wonder of You and I called him ass before. He isn't ass, okay? Wonder of You isn't a bad character, but he's just a niche character. Basically, you'll want to use Wonder of You when there are bosses, right? When there are hard bosses that you can't really fight or hard bosses that you have to kill. The damage that Wonder of You can dish out in a short period of time is one of the reasons why he's a top 5, right? But unfortunately, he just can't be used outside of those very niche situations. But thankfully though, the very niche situations that he's good at are the situations that are the ones that are the hardest. Basically the ones where you need a good unit the most. So he excels in a lot of those hard stages. Like, I've seen Salvation clear the Guilty Gear stage with him. But again, Wonder of You is a pretty great character. He's pretty niche, but he's pretty great in my opinion. So speaking of number 4 and Lizard's gonna go at number 4 mainly because of his cost efficiency. He's cost efficient, right? He's only 80k to max out. He's immune to energy drain because of his element. His on placement is full AoE. His max upgrade is full AoE. He buffs damage over time, which is burn, so he buffs other burn characters. He does burn himself, which is actually pretty nice. So with that many stuff that he's doing, on top of him being cheap, just makes him so much better. So for that reason, he's at number 4. Number 3 is going to be Health Killer, mainly because his pairing with Broly gives him insane amounts of DPS. And if you haven't seen that yet, you guys should I probably will make another video on this eventually. But his DPS is absolutely crazy. His natural DPS is pretty high, like 250k high. And then if you combine that with Broly, it will be doubled because of the Broly's domain. And then if you combine that with his passive Glory Kill, which is absolutely insane, he becomes even more overpowered. So that's why he's at number 3. Next is Holoseph. Now, Holoseph is pretty good because you can spam his spells. You can spam his spells to deal a lot of damage. His summons themselves are pretty overpowered. His summons can get up to 800k every 2 seconds. So if you have a summon doing 800k every 2 seconds, imagine how much damage that is. It can literally kill bosses in one go because of how powerful those summons are. On top of that, he's higher than Hellkiller, mainly because Holoseph has full AoE. But these two are very interchangeable in my opinion. So if you want to, you could put Hellkiller at number 2. I just put Hollow Knight at number 2, mainly because most of the time you don't need DPS, but most of the time you will need someone that has full AoE and, you know, can AFK stages. Holoseph, you can AFK stages with him because just place him down and his summons in the back will kill enemies. So he's pretty good. He just doesn't have any immunities though, which just sucks, but overall, he's pretty good. His full AoE, you know, summons and the spells. Number 1 is pretty much self-explanatory. Insane DPS, has summons as well, you know, has immunities. I believe he's immune to status effects. He can basically apply burn, bleed, slow, which is 50% slow. Yeah, he has like early full AoE. I don't know what this unit doesn't have. What does this unit not have? He's not immune to stuns, for one. But he has insane DPS, you know, his summons has insane damage as well. He just has everything, almost, right? There's only a few things that this character can't do. Like, I think he can't repulse, but it doesn't matter because he's overall just incredibly busted. So, he's pretty much the number 1 unit you want to get Monarch in this game. And his DPS alone is just absolutely bonkers. Like, he has, you know, slow, he has rupture, he has even wounded, by the way. He has wounded as well, which is crazy. So you can make him a support, you can make him a DPS, you can make him pretty much anything you want him to be. And for that reason alone, I would say he deserves to be at top 1. That's pretty much it for my list. You guys are free to argue, but again, most of these are tested. And again, I also asked the community here. I also asked the community here to help me out with this list. And I think it's pretty accurate. And yeah, that's pretty much it. I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace out, everybody.